Hi, I'm going to show you how to make spinach pasta, which looks like this from our book. And it's not really pasta at all. It's more like a very thin spinach omelette. If you imagine little fine sheets of that, you get the gist of it. For the ingredients, you'll need 300 grams of cooked spinach. You'll need 2 tablespoons of psyllium husk, half a teaspoon of salt, 4 eggs, and 8 tablespoons of whole milk. Now with the spinach, I've really squeezed it out, and that's very important because if it's too wet, then it won't hold together once you've combined it with the rest of the ingredients. And for the spinach, I've used fresh spinach, but you could use frozen spinach, and I do often do that. I just found it hard to get hold of at the moment. But actually any green vegetable will be fine for this. You could use Swiss chard leaves, you could use kale. I've even used ground elder, which I've foraged in my garden before. But just remember to squeeze it out, and the 300 grams is the squeezed weight. So normally a bag of frozen spinach from Tesco's is only £1, £1.50, and it's 900 grams to begin with, but once you've defrosted it and squeezed it out, it comes to about 300, so that's the measurement. For the psyllium husk, I'm using a coarse psyllium here. This is from the Avato plant, for those of you that don't know, and it's used as a binder in low-carb cooking. It's also available in a powder version, and I've got some here. And I'll show you the brands that I like to use. This is the coarse one that I get from a health food shop or online. And this one, you'll see it says psyllium husk powder. So they do have different amounts in the recipe, so just watch out for that. So I'm going to put the ingredients into a food processor because the spinach has got to be really finely chopped. Now you could do this by hand, but honestly, it's a lot easier in a food processor if you have one. There is my milk going in, my psyllium husk, and the salt. And then I'm going to crack the eggs in. Now I'm going to take it to the food processor and whiz it up. This is the consistency you're looking for. I've brushed the sheets of baking parchment with olive oil just to make sure they're really well covered all over. Now I'm going to divide the spinach mixture between the 2 trays. Now I'm going to spread out the mixture evenly over the tray, and I find the easiest way to do this is to get another piece of oiled baking parchment and put it down over the spinach, and you can use your hands to just push it out evenly. And you can also use a dough scraper or a slice. There's all sorts of things you can use. But the important thing is to spread it out evenly. So when you're happy that it's all evenly spread out, you can peel off the top sheet to reveal the bottom. And if you spot any areas where it's maybe got a little bit of a hole in it, you can just mend that bit there. Okay, so now it's ready for the oven. So this is ready now. You can see it's firm to the touch. It's slightly darker in colour. And if I peel away here, it should peel away easily. So you can be firm with it. It's really quite elastic and pliable. Now I can cut it into the size I want. So you can cut it into smaller pieces in order to make lasagne or cannelloni. If you imagine you put the stuffing in here, you can roll up your pasta to make cannelloni, and lasagna you would just layer them up with your ragu and bechamel. I'm going to make a wrap for my lunch. So I've got some tahini and yogurt here, a little bit of lemon juice, and I'm going to spread that over the wrap. So this is just using it in the way you would buy wraps that are made out of wheat flour. You can use your spinach pasta instead. I've got a little bit of leftover carrot salad here, but I could equally use roasted vegetables as well. So I'm going to roll this up. There we are. And there's my wrap, and I could take it to work with me when we're all allowed out of lockdown. And you could put it in lunch boxes for kids, all sorts of uses. And there is my spinach wrap. So there you have it, spinach wraps and sheets for using for cannelloni and lasagna, everything you can enjoy once more on a low-carb diet. In our books you can see how I use these spinach wraps. Here they are in lasagna, here, and in this one I've used it as a wrap, and here it's used for cannelloni. Enjoy!